tonight. Ryan is back in a good week to have some warm clothes for outside.
I think the weather that we've had much of this month has kind of reminded people, like, maybe it's a good idea if you've got a little extra to give.
Yes, absolutely.
Sometimes, I don't know this for sure, but I can imagine if it's a warm December, the donations may be a little lower.
A little different. A little different. And it's definitely getting cold, and we've got snow.
We do. And I wanted to start with this. This is a look at the current snow depth. I was mentioning before how in southern Maine there really isn't much on the ground, but across a lot of the interior there is. But all of us will end up with a white Christmas this year because we have snow moving in tonight that will last through at least tomorrow morning, except in down East Maine. There's a winter storm warning that's up for Washington County because the snow will continue a bit longer there, and that's where we'll get the higher amounts out of this system. Right now it's still quiet. Clouds are increasing. There is some snow moving into Vermont, but the air is not only just cold out ahead of this system, it is dry. So it will probably take several hours tonight for this snow to overspread the state. And it's not a big system, so it'll zip along, and for most of us end by midday tomorrow, again, except if you're in down East Maine. So if you're stepping out tonight, it's quiet, but it is going to be a cold evening with temperatures dropping into the teens. This is midnight. By that point, we have snow moving into the mountains, the Route 2 corridor, the Oxford Hills, snowing over in the mountains of New Hampshire. But other than a few flurries, it's still dry in most other areas. It's really after midnight tonight that more of this snow fills in. And notice where it's most persistent. A lot of central and eastern Maine. Not as much moisture making it down into York County until about tomorrow morning. So it will be snowing in most spots 7, 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then you can already see the back edge getting into New Hampshire. So that starts moving in late morning and midday. So we'll taper this down to just some very light snow by about 10 o'clock in the morning in western Maine. Still snowing everywhere else. And then by noon, pretty much done from Augusta west and south, but still snowing down east. And that's where the snow likely persists, especially in Washington County through late afternoon tomorrow. And that's why we're expecting the highest totals there. Looking for 4 to 8 inches of snow around Penobscot Bay, probably 4 or 5 in Bangor, 4 or 5 in Rockland. But the best chance for 7 or 8 inches of snow would be around Eastport, Lubec, Calais. You'll get a little bit more moisture there. 2 to 4 inches for most of the rest of the state, except in York County where there's not quite as much moisture, looking at an inch or 2 of snow there. And it's possible some of the mountains, both in the White Mountains of New Hampshire and the western Maine mountains, the peaks, get a bit over 4 inches of snow. And if you have any Christmas Eve plans, it's nice and quiet for most of us. I do want to point out that the system kind of hangs out offshore, and there could be a few festive flurries that come into down East Maine on Christmas Day. But for the rest of us, looking at a mix of sunshine and clouds on Christmas Day with highs in the upper 20s and low 30s. You can see the system there still kind of hanging out. And then it starts to move away Christmas night, and we have a big area of high pressure that builds in for both Thursday and Friday. We'll have lots of sunshine. It'll be chilly, but not as cold as it's been recently. And with this high right overhead, the wind will be light Thursday and Friday too. On the water tomorrow, seas will be running 3 to 4 feet with a southwest wind 15 to 20 knots. So snow moves in tonight. It's snowy everywhere tomorrow morning, but the weather will improve from west to east tomorrow afternoon. So a lot of people probably still doing some last minute shopping and things like that. It's really just the morning hours where travel will be most impacted, except if you're in far eastern Maine. And then we have a good stretch of weather. It's quiet through at least Saturday. Could be another system late in the weekend.
You said one thing that made my ears perk up right before we started the 4:30 broadcast.
What's that?
Daylight increasing by 1 minute today.
Hey, it's a slow climb.
Take it.
What's like Miley Cyrus say? It's the climb.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're gonna get there. In the peak of the mountain is summer solstice. So we're increasing all the way to there.
I love it.
Yep.
Thanks, Ryan.
You're welcome.